believe the church is in better condition than it has been at any time in its entire history. My beloved brethren and sisters,
welcome to Once Upon a Mormon,
another testament of religious abuse.
So many have been hurt.
Persecutions may rage, mobs may combine.
Whom shall we go?
Sown in corruption. We need you.
Never again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to another episode. This will be, episode 11 of Once Upon a Mormon this evening. As usual, I'm joined by Sister May and Sister Donna, and I'm back this week. So, sisters, welcome back.
Hello.
First off, I just want to say, wow, last week's episode was spot on. I am so proud of you both.
Thanks. That means so much from the local priesthood leader.
Look, it's a rare time when priesthood actually recognize that women can do something other than make babies.
He's just so
You
shocked.
mean I am a capable human being? Oh my God.
And anyone would think that you can actually do something. So
Shock
honestly
horror.
though, from my point of view, wow, I am so glad I was not involved in that, because if I had to put my 2 cents in, it cannot say it as well as both of you said it. So thank you.
Yeah, that was a fun episode. I think that was really good. There's so many, definitely women in the church. So many issues.
Lots.
Mm-hmm.
And in other news, we, as of a recording, we've just reached over 270 listens. So thank you to everybody that is listening from around the globe, many different countries now.
Yeah.
And we also had a great fan email come in this week. I won't mention the specifics, but thank you so much for writing. It really touched me that you're able to, mention some of the things that I spoke about. I really do appreciate that. And thank you for listening. And I hope that you two get just as much as we are out of this. The whole purpose of coming in and creating this podcast was to help people not to feel alone. It was to help people know that there is a life outside the church, and that we can, as family, we are family, we can slowly recover from the things that we've gone through. So thank you for reaching out. We really do appreciate it. And
families are forever.
And that's it. Families are forever unless you're in the church, and then you get separated. But if you do want to reach out, please email us at onceuponamormon@gmail.com. We love to hear from you, and we will reply to every single email.
Yes, absolutely. Please do, guys. It's been really cool to see how much things are starting to take off now. I'm very, very excited.
Our social medias are almost at 100, and I'm so excited because then it unlocks our demographic, and I'm so keen to get a lockdown on all of that and get going. I cannot express how excited I am.
It's definitely worth it. So thank you. Keep listening. And if you have suggestions or things you want to talk about, email us. Hit us up on Facebook. If you want to be on the podcast, we would love to hear from you as well. So definitely. In other news, though, the big thing at the moment, Under the Banner of Heaven.
Yeah.
And also Keep Sweet and Obey and Pray.
Yeah, keep sweet, pray and obey.
Close enough.
Yeah. That one.
So I believe, Sister May, you've watched the first couple of episodes of Under the Banner of Heaven.
Without us.
Rude.
I mean, I couldn't go to your watch party tonight, so... You guys, I feel like it kind of cancelled out, because you guys have seen Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, and I've seen Under the Banner of Heaven, so it kind of equals out there.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
We'll give you that one. Well, we are going to watch it tonight, but we did watch Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey. Oh, my God.
Yeah, fucking wild, guys. If you guys don't know, it's out on Netflix. Definitely recommend watching it. It's about the FLDS church and their so-called prophet Warren Jeffs. So the FLDS, for those who don't know, is the fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints, and it's basically a breakaway from the main Mormon church. They decided to keep polygamy while the main Mormon church
succumbed to peer pressure.
Yeah, basically, like the only reason that polygamy was banned in the church was because of the law. Like the laws made it illegal, and obviously the church didn't want to be like having all of their members go to jail.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
Yeah, so that's why they banned it. But at that time, there were members of the church who'd obviously been polygamists and had been taught their whole lives that polygamy like was needed to get to heaven, and so they decided to create their own church, believing that they were, still following that doctrine of polygamy, and that was going to get them into heaven. So anyway, but the FLDS church, like, whoa, like,
yeah, the things that Warren Jeffs
fucked,
messed up, proper messed up, and it's just the fact that they still see him as this perfect prophet. Yeah, I'm so glad I've gotten out of this church to be able to see some of the things that they've done and, other religions that are related to them. It's just, it's insane. The people that have been hurt and abused, it's just ridiculous. So definitely watch it, 100%.
Yes, definitely recommend. And I think like, watching it from like an ex-Mormon perspective, I found it really like, there were so many times where I was like, shit, man, like this could have been me. I could have been in that sort of situation, because if our church hadn't have banned polygamy, or if like the prophet at any point decided to reinstate polygamy, like we could have been just like them. We could have had the same like fucked up things going on. Like, and I'm very riled up about it.
I saw one of my old friends from the mission. He posted a little post on social media about it, like saying, this is about the FLDS. Sorry, I'm a little bit tipsy already. It's about the FLDS church, and it has no affiliation to our LDS church. I was so tempted to write what you just said.
Affiliation?
Yeah, I'd be like, the Mormon church is like one revelation away from being like that, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I held myself back. I used my self-control that I'm learning about in therapy. So
proud of you. But
I know, me too.
It's fucked up. And like, back in the day, polygamy was very much the norm in the Mormon church. Like it started with Joseph Smith. He had a 14-year-old wife. Like, and that's the other big thing to mention. Like, it's not just that they're taking these multiple wives, it's that they're taking children as wives.
It's
and the
sick
like
and twisted, seriously.
Literally, like these girls are not, they're not taught any sex education in the church. They're completely like closed off from society, and they're married off to these old men, and like their first like sexual encounter is literally an assault. And like, it just sickens me that was ever allowed to happen, and that whole culture exists. Like, no, it's so wrong.
Like a little bit of a spoiler alert. I know you're going to watch it soon, Sister May, but
yeah, sorry.
This little bit I'm going to say. So in the last episode, they actually play some of the recordings that happened of these sexual assaults against underage girls.
It's awful.
And like the way Warren Jeffs is talking is like, I'll show you how to receive the keys of the priesthood. It's like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
You sick, perverted pedophile.
That's
like seriously.
Disgusting.
Yeah. He is just the most disgusting human being. And like knowing that those same things occurred in the history of the church that I was a part of, and probably, could even still be happening in like other parts of the church. Like it just,
well, even
really,
like,
really
was
triggering.
it during the week, during this week we posted about the eldest quorum leader that was abusing underage boys? Like,
I think that was last week. Yeah,
things like that. The church doesn't do background checks unless it's government mandated. Like in Australia, you have to get a blue card. But unless it's government mandated, they don't look into it.
Yeah,
but they have the spirit of discernment.
The Lord qualifies whom He calls.
God would never put an abusive like person into a position of power. No way. Never.
Yeah, well. So that's our little rant for the week.
Yeah. You're fired up now.
So, we're angry now, right?
Very angry.
Let's have a little chat. So today's episode is going to be about where our beliefs are sitting now. Yes. So we've I've had a couple of drinks already. Previously on Once Upon a Mormon, we spoke about why we left the church, what it was that broke our shelf, and some of the things that really kept pushing us out. Mm-hmm. Today we're just going to have a little talk about where we're at now, what we believe in, why we believe in it. We're going to post soon a little get to know you on Facebook, just to sort of say, look, this is who we are for all our new followers. Mm-hmm. And, it helps just to sort of show people, for us, where we've come from and where we're going to, because coming out of this religion, you lose everything. You lose your whole life. You lose your lifestyle, your friends, your family in some aspects, and your whole community is gone, and you have to start from scratch all over again.
That was probably the biggest thing for me, was losing that Mormon community. That was what I missed the most. It wasn't the religion, wasn't the God, but it was the community and those relationships.
It's so good that there's an ex-Mormon community to be a part of, though. Like, I love the ex-mo community.
Oh, it's so much. I've been getting onto the ex-mo subreddit this week. It's fascinating. It's really, really interesting stuff.
I've started following like a few ex-mo like Instagram pages, and oh my God, like all of their memes, fucking hilarious. Love them. Like, it is the best.
Like there's some really good podcasts out there as well. Like the Mormon Stories podcast. Mm-hmm. I really love the ex-Mormon podcast. Like that is hilarious.
Yeah, I do really like them. I also started listening to, I think it's called the FOMO podcast. And they're like two therapists who are ex-Mormons. So they talk about all of the kind of psychological like bullshit that goes on in the church. And I find that really fascinating. Like they did an episode recently on like attachment styles and how like, attachment theory. And yeah, it was really, really interesting because they talked about like, members of the church, having this really like unhealthy attachment style to God, and then how that affects them in the real world, like with, other people. And it's really, really interesting.
So to start with, I'm going to pick at random. The spirit is guiding me. Sister May. You currently have on the video, so we Skype through these sessions because Sister May can't always be with us. Mm-hmm. But I'm watching you drink a mega pint of some ghost drop flavored drink.
Some girly drink. They hold a whole bottle of wine.
That's insane. We'll call you Johnny Depp.
Got them for $14. Pack of 4.
So to start with, just remind us, how long has it been since you left the church? A really brief overview of why you left the church. And since you've left the church, do you still believe in the Mormon doctrine? And even to the extent, do you still believe in God?
Yeah. So I think I want to say I left about three years ago. That's when I physically left, but I spiritually left about middle of last year. But why I left, basically, short story is it wasn't bringing me joy. Asked my partner why he doesn't believe in God, and it just made sense. God, the Christian Mormon God, is a dickhead. Like, yep. No, thank you. Like, it's a no from me. Yep. Yeah. And wait, what was the other one? What do I believe now? Do I still believe Mormon doctrine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or any bits in particular?
Yeah, honestly, not really. Like, I like to think that there's something else on the other side, but I'm kind of more leaning towards whatever brings people joy is what I want to put my energy into. Like, and things that bring me joy is what I'm going to do. So, like, if the Mormon church, my family's still in it. If my little brother and sister need a ride to youth activity, sure, like, get in my car, we'll go get Macca's after because I'm less active. Like, I'll buy you Macca's on Sunday.
Cool,
I'm already going to hell. Like, but yeah, for me, I kind of lean towards more like a green witchy kind of thing. I love my gardens and my herbs and learning about what herbs help my body and stuff. I kind of more celebrate what I can see and what is actually there in front of me. Like, I know that the earth is here. It is like the trees support my oxygen, the plants help make me healthy, so I just do what I can to help the earth back and kind of celebrate the earth. But I kind of, after we die.
That's great.
Yeah, I kind of believe after we die, it's like, those memes where it's like, has a room for each religion. I kind of feel like that would be more like the Christians can go and live their Christian life. The pagans can go live their best life. Like, everybody's got a room where everybody can be happy, and that's kind of where my brain is at this point in time.
That is really interesting. I like, keeping in mind that we do have a limited time today, so we actually have a time frame, so it's not going to be an hour episode like usual.
Yeah.
But I guess how did you get to this point where you're at now? Like, what led you to, I guess, investigate in a missionary term, investigate and sort of go down this path of green witchery, natural sort of belief, like the earth and